Everybody, welcome back to another episode of FSi DFS Fantasy NASCAR Picks. I'm your host Mega31, going to cover the Xfinity slate here. Hope you're having a great weekend. I've had a really good week in DFS. String chaining baseball, takedowns, some second places were really close. The showdowns, the slates have been really good too. So if you want to come join us for that, go to the description of the video. You can hop onto go onto the website and see our pricing pages. And we just have our regular baseball pricing up for spring training, and it'll go right into the regular season. So looking forward to having success there. NASCAR wise, Xfinity last week had really good plays, but the race was kind of boring. So that worked, except for Jordan Anderson. Other than that, the rest of the picks were spot on. And then truck race last night broke even. Congratulations to. Um, I didn't really think that. Uh, Caruth would be able to like stay up there, but some of these young people like Jesse Love and we were seeing some in Xfinity and Truck Series, some young newer drivers getting up there and being able to hang on to leads and do very, very well. So it's very exciting for the future of the sport and to make things competitive. And um, so, broke even last night on that, but the race was very exciting. There was like action all over the place. So, we were at Las Vegas again here. There is pretty much a center groove that most of the cars can run. The bottom groove is a little bumpy. The top groove is there if you can make it work. So you can see some three wide, you can see some passing, and hopefully this will be an exciting race also. So I've added some new colors and I've had some questions on like what plays do you play in what type of contest. So I put a key on the right hand side there. So hopefully that will help you out with that. So Cole Custer has the pole, second fastest in practice. I think he's going to be a prime play, a chalk play here. He has done really well at this track before. Just if you look at like similar tracks to Las Vegas and Las Vegas itself, he's led almost 1,800 laps here. So he's used to getting out there, getting out front, dominating. I think he'll be very good. Chandler Smith, I think, will be highly owned also. He has also had a lot of success at this race, and I believe he won the race in the fall here. So he also could be someone to go out and dominate. I'm okay with him in cash also. I don't know if I play both him and Custer, but he's a good pivot off of Custer. If you think Custer is going to be highly owned, especially if you're doing like 20 maxes, what you really want to do is play the prime plays and then mix in some other ones. But in this one, maybe shuffle out Custer, put Chandler Smith in there in Custer's place, and then fill in with other Doms and cash plays. AJ Allmendinger, I think also would be a third one, a little bit of savings off them. I think he will have less ownership too. Seventh fastest in practice. He is pretty good here. He's he averages leading about like 15 laps a race. So he's somebody that could go out there and be at the front at some point also. Parker Retzlaff continues to be this is his second year. It doesn't look like he's hitting a sophomore slump. Looks like he did really well in practice, qualified really well. He has led a few laps at this track or similar tracks also. So I don't think he's one that I could play in cash, but he's very interesting in a tournament. I don't see him as a dominator, but I think he could be an interesting GPP play if things break right for him. Austin Hill has started off the season phenomenally, just really, really strong at super speedways, and I don't think that this is a bad track style for him either. Uh, Eighth fastest in practice, qualified fifth here. I think he could also be a dominator. He's average leading laps at this type of track also, and and he's aggressive and could definitely get up there and be someone that's a factor too. So in the top five here, you have like four guys that could go out there and just absolutely dominate this race, and then you have Parker Retzlaff. Who I don't think is going to be a dominator, but is could end up in the top 10 if he has a decent day. Ryan Sieg, I think, qualified too high here, 18th in practice, so it doesn't look like he has like maybe set up for longer. I don't know what he's doing here, but he qualified really well. But I just think he's going to fall back. There's so many good plays here. And I'm saying that he's not a good driver or anything, but I think there's better people that are going to get up ahead and dominate him. It's just going to push him down. So he's going to lose place to differential. So I really need to not play him. Klingerman Smith, I think both look decent in practice, qualified well here. Don't really have the upside of being dominators. Maybe Klingerman could be a UDOM, which is a dominator that's more of a GPP play than a safe cash play like the purple doms on here. Uh, and Sammy Smith, but I think they're decent drivers, but I don't think that I'll be using them unless they're like last guy in a lineup. Sheldon Creed definitely is somebody else that I think has led laps here in previously could get up there and be in contention, is aggressive, but the aggressiveness is why he's not a cash down play and he's more of a GPP sprinkle and down play. I think of medium ownership, but I think he's someone to consider in GPP lines. Almond Roller, I'm gonna give him a GPP here. I just stepped down from Cup. He's gonna be run some Xfinity. He's in a really good team here. The All-Star one. This 19 team has done well with various drivers, and I think he's got a shot of doing well. I just don't know if and I said the same thing about Bell yesterday, and Bell did well going down into the truck race, but I again, there's so many other really good plays here that I think he's in GPP. I think that, I'll have like maybe if I do a 20 max, I'll at least have like one share or two shares of him in there, but I don't think I'm going to put him in like a main player pool. Riley Herbst is really good this track also. But Riley Herbst sometimes runs into trouble. So I like him. He's borderline cash play, but I think with just some of the incidents that we've seen over the years with him, that he's more of a UDOM than a cash dom play. But I really like him. I'll definitely be playing a lot of him, mixing him into some of my 20 max GPPs. But in cash lineups, I'm probably not going to get him in. John Hunter Nemechek, I usually has a GPP play in Cup, but he's coming down here, and it's a really good team. Also, this 20 team for Joe Gibbs Racing. He's really run well on these tracks before. I think that he could definitely get up there and win the race. I was going to make him a dominator, but I really haven't seen um, a ton of data on him leading. You know what? I think maybe I'll change that to that because that's probably his data might not be in the Xfinity stuff anymore. It might just be because he's a cup driver that I wasn't seeing when I was looking through. So yeah, I think he's definitely, you know what? Let's give him the purple one. If you watch the show, I'm usually down on Hunter Nemechek unless it's the right situation. I think this actually might be the right situation, the right car for him. And the other thing too, with the upside for he and Almirola, is they don't have to race for stage points here, and that makes a huge difference. So they can pit early, get better track positions, stay out there, get closer to the front, run on different strategies than other drivers, and be more aggressive and take more risks because they don't have to run for the points. They're just solely running out there to win the race. So I think that definitely makes him changes my mind on that. So it's gonna be hard to get him into cash, but I think there are some value plays that would work with it. So see if you can. If not, then he's another one to sprinkle in with like rotating through like Hill and Allmendinger and Chandler Smith, if you want to go that way. Brandon Jones and Sam Mayer. I love both these guys in GPPs. I have gotten up there and led races before. They've had upside to finish good. Brandon Jones was fastest in practice, but with both of them, they sometimes can be too aggressive and find trouble. So I don't feel they have a safe enough floor for cash, but I love them in GPPs. And, a nice GPP line just starting right down the middle here might be like Herbst, Jones, and Mayer, and then filling in, with some other ones. So there's a nice little core right there in 11th, 13th, and 14th with upside, people that could win the race, people that could lead laps in the race, that are have a little volatility that I don't want to play in cash lines necessarily, but I think there's a solid core to start a GPP there. Jesse Love interests me, 8,700. I think he's earned the price tag after the last two races, but he's got to learn how to finish a race without being too aggressive. And so that's why he's a GPP here. And I really haven't seen him in Xfinity on my own half tracks. We've obviously seen him run really well at super speedways until he got into trouble. So we'll see how that goes there. Corey Heim looked great last night in the truck race. and moves up to a Sam Hunt team, which is almost a subsidiary of Joe Gibbs Racing. It's really good equipment, really good team here. I think he'll be highly owned. I think he's a solid cash play with some upside. With all the other people that could potentially dominate, I don't think that he's one that is going to. I can't give him that tag because I don't think that he will have an opportunity with all the other guys that would be fighting out there, but it wouldn't surprise me if he does lead at some point in the race. But I don't think he's going to get enough dominating points to be considered a dominator, but I really like the play. Jeremy Clements, GPP here, kind of probably could finish between 15 and 20 if he has a clean race. He's not gonna doesn't have the upside to get up there and like dominate the race. He is a good enough driver not to fall back too far. So if you land on him, that's fine. Poole looked good in qualifying, little average in practice. I like this Alpha Prime team, but I think he's a fade for me starting too far forward. Honeyman, same thing. I like the price, but he's starting way too far forward. I've given him a GPP just solely for the price point, but he's almost a borderline fade. Kyle Weatherman, I have as a cash play. Kyle Weatherman, we usually like him starting 25th on back. In the DGM car, has been better, but has had issues at time. But Weatherman's a good driver. Weatherman actually has led laps in these types of races before, and sometimes goes on different strategies to not really trying to contend for stage points, but will go on different strategies to try to get track position to actually be up there. He's a solid floor driver, and you just need to find each one of these in every single series, and they're ones that you can just kind of plug in, and he's right on the border. Like if he's starting like a little bit higher, I'd be more of a GPP play, but at 6,500 he just needs to finish in the top 25 for me to make enough value to open up things. And I feel the safety that he has in 15th in practice speed just makes him a solid cash play. Jeb Burton, same thing, experienced driver, starting 21st, probably can finish around like between 20 and 25th. And I think he'll be highly owned just based on that this Jordan Anderson cars have been decent, and that he should be able just to kind of finish where he starts and just make value and be a solid floor cash play. I like the savings of Weatherman at $700 better. But I like the team and the experience of Burton a little bit more also. So those plays are kind of dead even. I'd probably lean Weatherman just for the savings because I want to try to get up to some of those 10K guys. Yaley starting too far forward is a fade here. Ryan Ellis, GPP, 20th in practice, 23rd. I think he finishes anywhere between 20 and 25 also. So that's fine there. BJ McLeod is definitely improved. 29th in practice. He's not a back marker anymore, it seems, but the equipment and stuff, I just need to see like a little bit more consistency before I can consider him a GPP and cash, not starting anywhere from like 30th on back. Shane Van Ginsberg, again, is a wild card here. First race in ARCA, disaster. The races that he ran at Daytona and Atlanta, he was actually up there and doing decently. So, but 33rd in practice, 25th here. Really haven't seen him on this track in a mile and a half, and they were drafting a little bit, but not as much. So if things come to him, I think he's got a lot of upside. But if he doesn't at 8,300, starting 25th, I'm just a little concerned I can't play him in cash, but I am intrigued. That's why he's GPP play. Dustin Cram too far forward. Kyle Sieg, there really weren't a ton of value plays, and I think he's the one that I like the most here for a prime play because have I feel solid with him and his team and what he can do. And to just looking at his finishing positions on these mile and a half tracks and the experience that he has, I think that he can get into the around finish where he starts or move up a little bit, maybe into the top 25 someplace. But especially if like Van Gisberg has trouble, McLeod has trouble, Yaley has trouble, that's going to help him to like move up like some spots there. So I think that is solid. Hilly Deegan's been disappointing. She has run well on these mile and a half tracks. She has actually finished pretty well here in the truck series. So we'll have to see what happens. I think you can play her in cash. She's starting far enough back to be someone that has, I think, enough floor. I just don't know what the upside is for that. Perkins, Emmerling, Lentz, just pretty much the same play, all kind of. Perkins is RSS, so he's got the most solid equipment there and probably is the best driver out of him, but like 36 in practice speed, almost dead last there. SNS Greenlight Racing is kind of sketchy. DGM, this 92 car, uh, hasn't been great. So I think the GPP fill-ins there for you, depending on like what you need a price range. Josh Williams, I'm always high on him, starting back here, but doesn't look good in practice. I could be a little bit of a sleeper at 7,400. That's too much to make him a cash play to like finish. I'll probably play a little bit of him just because he's helped me out so many times over the course of the years that I feel that I like owe it to him, but it'll be GPP lines only. I won't try to force him in if I land in that price range. 200 more, you're like, you have Jed Burton, like 200 less, you have Jed Burton. So I think that he's definitely someone to consider, but like the pricing is just a little bit too high and want to see him do well with his colleague team, which I mean is definitely a huge upgrade from the equipment that he's had recently. So GPP for me. Jarrett Smithley, GPP again, JD Motorsports. I mean, this car's okay, but we've seen mechanical issues with JD Motorsports before. McLaughlin's a fade, even though he's in the C car, he's just not a good driver. 38th in practice. I'm not interested there. Sage Cram, I really like in cash here. Jordan Anderson car he hops into. He's done well to start off the season. I just didn't really have the speed in practice, and maybe they're just trying to figure stuff out and obviously didn't qualify well. But his average finish at these races is like 24th. So that should give him like about 26 to 28 DK points, which is a little over 4x. And at 6K, I really like that. So I think he's a great cash play. Allgaier is probably going to be like the lock of the slate here. Starting this far back, he has dominated races here. He has won races here. So fifth fastest in practice. So he'll be fine. I think, he's probably gonna be the highest owned driver and probably just somebody you need to lock in your cash games. Alfredo, I think, will be very popular down here also in this R Motorsports car. 19th in practice, and I think that he'll have the opportunity definitely to move up and get some place differential. And Joey Gase starting last really can't hurt you in a GPP at 5,200 if you're looking for some punts. Like if you're playing like Emmerling for like $200 less, you have the potential to lose 8 place differential points, where Joey Gase is already starting out with, I think, like a 2 or so, or 2 or 3, because it's always on a 40 car scale. So he can't lose you any points. And um, if there is some attrition or crashes, he can move up, and that will just add to it. So I'm not saying play Joey Gase, but I'm not saying that he's a fade option this week. So I got for you. If you have any questions, put them in the chat below. You can hit me up at MegaRover31 on X or Twitter. For more information on FSi DFS, like I said, it's in the description of the video, and all our NASCAR packages are there. And if these videos help you, like, share with your friends, subscribe to our channel, climb it up to this 4,700. Please help us get there. And like between this and baseball and everything else we're gonna do, we'd like to get to 5K by the end of the year. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please just do that to help us out. It will very thankful for all of you that have and watch these videos all the time. So I'm gonna get out of here so I can post this for you and get on to my other job. And then I'll be doing the NASCAR video either tonight or early tomorrow morning. I'll get that up for you also. So thanks for watching. Good luck in your contests. Hope you have a great weekend. I'll see you next